Hey everyone, welcome to D&D with Shitlords. It's the Hiscosa campaign. Last episode we left on some interesting sort of tidbits, and everyone got to level 4. The last episode, if you remember, it was Olvir was staying behind in the camp with Dulcime, and she gave him a sort of impromptu Taroka cart reading. And after that is where we will open back up. So what all did everyone want to do to, to sort of finish out the day?
I was following around Sarashaw.
Yeah, I know.
Making sure that it doesn't do anything stupid again.
I have nothing for Tiala beyond getting back to the camp and everything.
Okay.
Hey, let's find one of my passwords.
Just the usual.
So I'm guessing everyone's going to sort of call it a day and go back to the camp or something, right?
Rendezvous back at camp.
Okay.
I'm at camp.
Hello, Mata.
Hello, Fada.
Oh, as we are walking back to camp, I just thought of something that I want
Okay.
Sanguine to do. I want him to be calling up different weapons and then taking a swing with them and then letting them go.
Mhm.
And then looking over at Sarashaw. Sarashaw, give me your... You have a sword and hammer, right? AR.
Yes, he has a +1 longsword
Warhammer.
and a warhammer.
Warhammer, enchanted sword +1, and a short sword are my current melee weapons.
He's going to ask for the hammer first.
Due to my personal affection for the hammer, I'll begrudgingly hand it to him.
Sanguine would start trying to use the hammer, kind of shake his head, hand it back. Your sword. Your
So these are
sword.
my secondary.
One then the other, if they're different types.
I'll start by handing him the +1 longsword.
Swing it,
Does it?
shake my head, hand it back. The other.
Then the short sword.
Do the same thing. Shit. Okay. Hand it back. And then continue to just summon different weapons. Go through a couple swings, and then discard them for another.
What are you doing?
Eating.
You ask that once we get back to camp?
I'm already at camp.
Yeah, I'm saying once you see Sarashaw and Sanguine walk back to camp, you ask him, is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Something that happened during the fight last night. I knew how to use a pike again.
The soldier's
Oh.
training is coming back.
I don't. I didn't know you didn't know how to use a pike.
As long as and then summon a long sword. As long as it's one of these, I can use it. Gets rid of it. Hand me your axe.
Okay.
I try to use it. I don't remember. Hand it back. Summon the axe. I remember how to use it now, though.
Do you only know how to use summoned items? I don't.
That
think
is a very selective form of amnesia.
I shouldn't know how to use them, but I do.
Cool. Cool.
Maybe it's because the constructs are part of you.
Thing is, I used to know how to use those. I don't.
I'm so confused on why you wouldn't know how to use the real thing. I'm so confused.
I lost a lot in the contract, and I don't know how.
Game terms. There, schoolboy. It's whenever he uses his summoned pact weapon, he has proficiency.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he doesn't have proficiency unless he has the proficiency from being a warlock.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Olvir wouldn't know that.
I know.
No.
I'm just saying, game terms wise, that's the effect.
Yeah. Olvir comes from a very humble tribe. We don't make pacts with demons.
Well, technically, neither did he.
I didn't make a pact with the demon either.
Olvir doesn't know that.
Actually, that's new information for you guys. If you said that out loud, that would have been Sanguine's response.
No, I didn't say that out loud. I was just making a joke.
Okay.
Is Olvir now talking in the third person?
No.
I wouldn't put it past Olvir.
Olvir.
Pacts with higher powers and occasionally lower powers are not that uncommon where I come from.
Oh, we make pacts with higher powers, just not with demons.
I don't make pacts with demons either.
Outward appearances notwithstanding.
Just because someone in my history fucked one doesn't mean that we make pacts with them.
I wasn't accusing you of doing that.
Pox, on the other hand,
We make the beast with two backs. It's entirely different. So he just keeps on doing it, thinking through things.
I'll say after a
Does it
while,
help?
you do know that you're getting some sort of pushback on your arcane limitations, almost as if you're kind of taxing yourself too much by switching out weapons. So
Readily.
constantly.
that and trying to think of a good word. Recklessly. It's not necessarily in game terms affecting you right now, but you have a feeling that if you keep doing it, then it might enforce some limitations on you later. You're getting exhausted, so to speak.
You need to sleep.
When that happens, I just go to the fire and I pull out my dice.
Yay!
None of us are injured, right?
Nope.
I think so.
So what did you lot learn?
I wish I had better notes at the moment. Seemingly I haven't made good notes last time. Then she's not here, so I can't be like, what did we do? I don't remember, if I'm very honest. We talked to the priestess, looked at some gold, and we were babysat by a half-elf.
Figured out where the temple thing was.
Do you remember Punisher?
No, but I resent being called a babysitter. You guys are way more trouble than any babies could be.
Seeing as the gold was too eye-capturing for the ladies,
Yes, we did look at it, but we didn't grab it. I remember that I asked about the prophecy, but that priestess didn't have any information. But I don't remember what Shady asked. So, kind of drawing a blank on that.
Can I say out of character what I remember happened? Just to see if I can jog their memory?
Give me an intelligence check.
What?
Out of character.
He means out of character.
Anyone trying to recall that? Recall the events. Give me an intelligence check.
Well, technically Sanguine wasn't there.
I know. Yep. So Garen.
So his DC is
Icy.
significantly higher.
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 13.
Go ahead, Sanguine.
You guys found out the location, or the general location of the temple/tomb, which direction we head, and all that type of shit.
Yes.
Right. Tiela will tell them, well, we kind of know the way to the tomb of this pharaoh thing person that probably was at the hilltop that God, I'm drawing all kinds of blanks, I'm sorry. Maya had seen on the hilltop. She mentioned it while we were talking with the priestess.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay. Can we just stop here because I'm absolutely drawing blanks everywhere. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
I look over towards Dulcime. Your people have been here before. How did you convince the guy to let you out?
She just kind of stares at you blankly and doesn't respond.
The only way out is through that guy, sadly. And seemingly that is death. That's all I can really say. The lady was very... Yeah,
the dead pharaoh who is the sword of this land. They're the only ones that are allowed to, or they're the only ones that can allow people to leave. But he kills things by touching them at night. So if your people have been here before,
mind or through the pharaoh's gut.
If your people have been here before, you must have had a way to leave. So did you guys have a deal with the pharaoh? What was the way that you were able to come and go as you please?
Again, she gives you a sort of a blank expression, doesn't respond. She's sort of staring off into the middle distance, every now and then maybe looking at the campfire. And...
So helpful. Okay,
well,
so...
She did lose some siblings. I don't think we are in the right to... Yeah, ask too many questions to her.
Sanguine kind of glances over at her and says, "You aren't allowed to lose your mind just because you lost people. At least not when there's things that need to be done."
That might be, but not everybody can actually get themselves through that.
A another example would be perhaps that the deal that her people have struck with this pharaoh is one that is no longer that well remembered.
That is a possibility.
Or only a certain few of their people know of the deal, go through with the deal, and in exchange, all people have the benefits of the deal.
Wouldn't that be passed down to generation of storytelling? If the Hiskoska people are storytellers?
Not Hiskosa.
Perhaps.
Not Hiskoska.
They're
The
called
Dulcime and her people. I don't
Yes.
fucking know what they're called.
the Vistani.
There we go! The Vistani.
Perhaps, but it could also be a deal that would be seen in the cultural norm as taboo. Therefore, those of the bloodline who struck the deal keep it to themselves.
Without them being able to help us, we're left with effectively one option.
Through the
Go to the
pharaoh's
tomb?
mind or through the
We
pharaoh's
go
gut.
to the tomb, and we have to make sure that we do so during the day.
We gotta wait.
We don't even know how far it is, so even if we get there by day, who says if we're close to it that we're not getting ambushed?
We don't know how far, we don't know how large it is. We just need to make sure that when we get to him, it's daylight.
Yeah, but we can't go yet.
Why not?
Why?
We gotta wait 3 days before we can go out and look for them.
Why?
I just, a little birdie told me.
Is it your birdie or your superstition?
What's more believable to you guys?
Neither now.
A little bird just told me that we gotta wait for 3 days.
Has the little bird also given a reason why?
And make sure at least one of us can see you asking said bird.
Yeah. Yeah, because the priestess isn't someone to be trusted.
Well, if you guys want confirmation of that, I can cast an augury to see whether waiting the 3 days is a good idea or not.
That'd be appreciated.
No objections.
Personally, I would
Garen.
prefer to wait one. I don't feel like traveling for the next while. I might be coming down with something.
It's with playing with all those rats.
Sanguine moves closer to Olvir. And trying to motions the others to step away a little bit.
Garen reaches deep down into his pack and pulls out this cloth sack out of which he pulls a little wooden bowl and another little pouch.
Okay, I'm just reading the augury spell here.
While you're doing that, I'll have Sanguine say what he was going to say if others did scoot back after being motioned to.
Yeah. TL stood back.
Sarah Shaw will step back, but sort of on a limp more than anything.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't tell me what this little birdie was?
Well, because the fucking Dragonborn already made a comment about superstition, so...
Oh yes, and I am known to think exactly like Sarah Shaw.
It's just,
Is there any reason you'd keep it from your leader?
Olvir reaches into his a pouch on the side and just pulls out the deck that his grandma gave him,
Mhm.
and just says, "This is how I know. They've never steered me wrong." Or his mom, sorry, not his grandma, his mom gave him. And then puts the deck away.
Was it your reading or was it the girls?
It's the girls.
Okay.
All right, so Punisher, you're going to be casting augury.
Yeah, as a ritual.
Okay, so that's takes what, 11 minutes?
11 minutes.
Okay. In the time that you're taking and setting it up, there's this like sort of foreboding presence around the area in which you're casting. All of you who are within 10 feet of it immediately notice that the air seems to be more stale. It seems to get darker. All the while, Garen is preparing the necessary incantations, the energies, channeling into the domain itself to get some sort of divination and insight.
Can I abruptly yell out Garen's name?
Sure.
Yeah, so, Garen, don't do any magic.
Are you going to stop?
Garen's eyes kind of flick up at him and give him a what's going on look.
Every time we've done something magical in this godforsaken place, something different happens, and it's not the way that the spell has intended to happen, and I'm just worried that this is going to cause some problems instead of doing exactly what we want it to do. Remember the good berry?
Well, it wasn't a berry, it was a date.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
And what about every time I've cast a spell?
I was
It's
thinking
worked out
more,
just fine.
look at the darkness that's surrounding you.
There's also that.
He's off to,
Are
He's
you
obviously
normally cloaked in darkness?
Garen
He's
turns his
obviously
head to kind of
trying
get a look
to-
around.
commune with the divine. Therefore, usually some effect occurs.
You do notice the sort of atmospheric changes. It's not. It's more a sense of like foreboding that is accompanying the ritual rather than a sense that whatever you're casting is going to have an ill and bad effect. It's a sort of like eerie feeling you're getting rather than a sort of mal effect. You're not harmed by this. It's not necessarily like threatening. It's just that you're getting an off feeling. You're getting a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Okay, Han.
Soilo.
I'll stop. I'll put the bones away. Back in my bag. I think maybe somebody doesn't want us asking those kinds of questions.
We'll give it 3 days. Let's
3 days.
Damn it! I wanted you to
stick to the
I
camp.
wanted you to continue with the spell.
Sorry, DM.
Okay. After all of this conversation, though, all of you immediately hear a scream.
Fucking hell.
You okay? And who is screaming?
It was undoubtedly a female voice.
The only female voice that's missing is
check to see that Dulcime is still okay.
Okay. By the time you round the area and you see on the other side of the Vardo, you see again another absolute horde of these sort of desiccated desert bodies, and a large mass of them have now surrounded Dulcime. Whoever's in the lead of that charge coming there to find it, give me a perception check.
I think nobody wants to be in that lead.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Just because I'm tanky. Sorry, what was it?
Perception.
Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay.
Garen coming up behind you got a 25.
Well, Garen then noticed that the two desiccated bodies that are like in the lead and dragging her down into the sort of fray, and then the horde are not dressed like all the other bodies.
Kill the brothers.
Also, because of that, what is everyone's passive perceptions?
Oh, fuck.
11.
Well,
17.
15.
What would... It's 10 plus perception?
It's 10 plus your perception, yeah.
Yeah, 14.
Plus your proficiency if you're proficient in perception.
Perception, yeah. Okay, so the only people that immediately notice it and were able to dodge this round are going to be Tiela and Garen. Everyone else, hang on. What's your ACs? Sanguine,
Shit.
Sarah Shaw, and Olvir.
12.
16.
recalculating. Uh, 13, unfortunately.
All of you are too shocked or you know, sort of otherwise distracted by this scene playing out. You hardly notice when there are claws shooting up out of the sand, grabbing onto your legs and trying to pull you under the dunes. Each of you, or well, Sanguine, you take 6 bludgeoning damage and 4 necrotic damage. Sarashaw, you take 2 bludgeoning damage and 3 necrotic damage. And Olvir, you take 3 bludgeoning damage and 4 necrotic damage.
So 7 in total?
Yeah. I have to say it that way because, you know, you could have resistances to certain types of damage, which if you were enraged, you would. You'd have the bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And with that, I want everyone to roll for initiative.
Okay.
13.
Initiative is D20 plus.
Dexterity.
Plus your initiative.
I
19.
also got
Or if you
I
have
also got a
a
13.
if you have a feat that it ups your initiative, then whatever that feat's upping of your initiative is.
The only feat
No.
that does that is alert, and it's plus
Yep.
10.
What did you say, Yor?
I also have a 13, but if we're running by break ties by Dex mod, she has me every single day of the week.
I know.
I got a nat 20.
Okay, so what's your...
Not 20.
22.
I got
22.
an unnatural 20.
Garen?
Puppy.
I was a 19.
19. Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll just do this. Okay. So. Alright. Olvir, you're up first.
I'm gonna go rage.
Okay.
Because fuckers grabbed my legs.
Yes.
Scared the fuck out of me. So I'm also going to take my axe and swing down as hard as I can at. Oh, sorry, big stretch. At the ground below me. Because I don't know if it's a spell or not that's grabbing my hands. I'm assuming it's just a corpse.
Okay.
Okay. And that is going to be... Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something. Okay. Here we go. That's going to be a 15? 15.
15. That's a hit.
Sweet. And my great axe is how much damage? What is D12 plus 1, right?
Plus your strength mod. Plus 2.
Oh, right. D12 plus 6.
Plus 2 from your rage.
Yeah. So D12 plus 6. Ooh, that is 17 damage.
As soon as you strike down with the axe in front of you, you know it sloughs down into the sand, and it does eventually find purchase on something underneath it. All while that's happening, a whispery voice like sand in the wind rolls across the desert. Dulcime. It says. The whisper sounds like the speaker is standing next to you. You glance around and see the haunting figure on the sand dune again. The silhouette of the figure is in black, and the moon behind it is almost full. The moon casts pale blue light across the dunes, making the shadows darker and more sinister.
Okay. I'm just are the hands still holding me?
Yes. In fact, actually, evens or odds?
Oh god, odd.
Okay. As you took your massive swing down, you notice that part of the top of your boot has been ripped off and it's being clutched in one of the hands after you struck down.
Does that mean that leg is free?
Well, in as much as that leg or that hand in particular isn't holding on to your body anymore.
Can I make it a perception check to see how many hands are actually holding me? Because I am bent over with my axe, so I can count the hands.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you're making a concerted effort, and we'll have this be your bonus action.
Yeah.
Sort of situational awareness. You notice that the hands that are reaching out for all of you are legions. In fact, actually, the hands that are kind of enveloping the ground all around you, it seems almost impossible for there to be that many bodies buried beneath of you.
Okay.
Like they would have to be over top of each other, which is physically impossible.
Right. Okay. So it's an illusion.
Well, remember, your axe bit something.
Yeah.
Why not be?
So I'm gonna relay the message that my axe did hit something, but I don't know how many there are.
Okay.
Don't know how many. Right?
That's.
All right. So the next person in line would be Sanguine, unless you wanted to move.
Can I move though?
Yeah.
I'm being held.
I
Okay,
will say that if you do, though, you risk attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, so no.
Okay. All right.
How close is everyone to the Vardo?
I would say probably about 15, 20 feet.
Okay. So first thing I do is I say "Sure," and I appear on the Vardo.
Okay.
Lucky bastard.
Then I use my summon pact weapon and my moon bow.
Okay.
So now I have a bow and arrow. Unfortunately, that just ate up my bonus action and my standard.
And your standard action. You can't even make your shot.
Yep.
Okay.
But it preps me for next turn.
After you is Garen.
So how far away is Dulcime?
I would say maybe about 25 feet.
Okay. Then for my first action, I will cast Sanctuary as a bonus action on Dulcime.
Okay, Sanctuary. That's where they need to pass a Wisdom saving throw to be able to make
Yes.
an attack, right? Okay.
DC 15.
Mm-hmm. And that's your standard action?
That's my bonus action. My regular action will be to cast Hand of Radiance,
Mm-hmm.
which all unfriendly creatures within 5 feet of me need to make a Constitution save or take 1d6 radiant damage.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's a 3.
Okay. You shed bright light, and in 5 feet around you, a lot of the hands sort of pull away from you, as though you're damaging them. But there's still more of them are either retracting back into the sand or new ones are shooting up.
Okay.
After that is Tiela.
Yay. Okay, so because I see those hands coming out of the ground,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to go higher up as well, so I'm probably going for the Vardo and climbing up if that's possible.
Okay, now remember, if you do try to run to the Vardo, you'll be taking an attack of opportunity from these things that are pretty much surrounding you.
Everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Is that bad? Oh, fucking great. How does attack of opportunity is a hit no matter what?
No,
Or
I get essentially an attack in your turn.
Certain things prevent.
Frack it. I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, you could use your bonus action as a disengage action.
Oh yeah, I got cunning action. You're correct. I want to use that.
Well, that's a bonus action. You still have your regular action. You still have your standard action. You use your bonus action for disengage, your movement action to run, and then you have your standard action.
Yes. Okay. Gosh damn it. You know my character better than myself. Oh gosh.
That's sort of Batman's job.
I'm trying to think what I want to do because I kind of want to help Dulcime with Tiela, but I also want to help the others. So I'm not sure what to do, and quite frankly, I had a weird idea of using Mage Hand to try and pull her towards me.
Remember,
But I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, Mage Hand can only lift, pull, or push 10 pounds.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Clearly, you need to cast Featherweight on her, and then...
Or use telekinesis.
I don't have that one.
Telekinesis is like 6th level too.
Yeah, that's a ridiculously high level.
Can I hit these things?
The hands reaching out to grab you?
Yeah, without hitting Dulcime, or is that...
Well, the
not
ones surrounding Dulcime are actual, you know, they're actual dead bodies that are surrounding Dulcime.
Oh, actual that voice. I want to cast Frost Ray on one of them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Yes. I need to see what I have to roll again. 1d8?
Plus your intelligence modifier, I believe. Being an arcane trickster.
Blah blah blah. One action instantaneous. Make a ranged attack on the hit attack. 1d8 cold damage and its speed reduced by 10 feet until the next turn. Where's my d8?
Well, you need to roll a hit first.
Yeah, I need to hit first, but I didn't. I said, whatever. 14 on the die.
Okay.
And then my. Yeah. Okay.
It's 1d8 flat. 1d8. No plus anything.
5.
5. Alright.
I don't see what they have to roll for the 10 feet thing.
It's they automatically. It's a reduction of 10 feet of their movement.
Okay.
All right.
That was.
What's up?
No, that was it.
Okay.
I have nothing else.
Sarah Shaw.
Well, upon battle commencing and whatnot, I suddenly feel a very sharp pain in my back, almost debilitating. So, A, can I use a bonus action to make sure these hands don't grip me because I need my action for something else?
You can use your standard action to disengage.
That's exactly what I'm referring to my standard action, but you said I was being gripped.
Well,
therefore, I believe I am grappled.
No, you're not necessarily grappled, but at the same time, it's...
Disengage up to the far do I go.
Okay. I'm guessing you're spreading your wings and flying that way.
Nope. That takes, as we agreed upon earlier, that whole thing will take a long rest to do.
Okay.
To even obtain.
Alright.
The pain is those coming in.
Okay. Other than that, yeah, you still have your bonus action.
Bonus action. What can I use my bonus action for?
You can punch.
Actually, I'm going to be using my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on Olvir. Here, have 2 more AC.
Plus 2 AC?
Yep. For the next 10 minutes. Or 60 turns.
Okay. Alright, so let me see here. I'm just going to do this.
Thanks, buddy.
Jesus. So many dice.
They all have to roll saves.
Yes, and they... Exactly half of them did. Oh, wait. This one. Okay. Doing it legit here.
Anyone else get the feeling that we're just going to leave a trail of dead innocents behind us?
Kinda.
Okay. Yeah. For all of you that are now close enough to the Vardo, so it would be Sanguine and Tiela and
Tiela.
Sarashaw. All three of you, you hear more screaming and then nothing as the whole horde eventually drags Dulcime down.
Oh.
At this same time, you also, for the three of you, you also see her two brothers, or her two remaining brothers, are missing. And then the sort of night air picks up and starts, forming a sort of gale around you, obscuring a lot of your sort of vision because of sand gusts and all sorts of things like that. So that's what you can see in this turn. Oh, that reminds me. AC on Olvir and Garen?
18.
17.
Okay. Trying to think. What are the
Did
pluses?
Olvir add the extra +2 for Shield of Faith?
Yep.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Pluses. I think I might have actually missed you, which is ridiculous because I rolled a 16 on both dice. Actually, no. It's +3, so it would be 19 for both hits.
God damn it!
I tried.
Okay. Olvir, you take 2 bludgeoning damage and 4 necrotic damage.
Was that bludgeoning damage halved already?
No. So you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And Garen, you take 3 bludgeoning damage and 2 necrotic damage.
So I take 1 bludgeoning and 4 necrotic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Top of the round, Olvir. This sort of this windstorm that's picking up now in the last 5 seconds is now grating on you. The dust is getting in your eyes. It's getting a lot harder to see, let alone move.
Yeah, super disadvantaged now. Awesome. There's like no fucking way for me to. How close is the oasis to me?
Well, you guys camped like right at the oasis, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right next to it, yeah.
I would say probably
Right
about
next
maybe
to it?
10 feet.
10 feet?
Mhm.
Okay, Can I disengage?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna disengage and run to the water.
Okay. You just.
I'm standing. I'm gonna go into the water. Is
Okay.
what I should say.
All right.
Wait a bit into it to avoid the hands. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Gotcha. So after that would be Sanguine.
And then Olvir drowned because he was dragged into the water and held down.
I can still see the zombies that are dragging Dulcime, right?
I would say yes and no. Remember the
Barely.
sandstorm is kicking up. So I would say there would be a disadvantage. Well, you can't. Okay, you're saying dragging Dulcime?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't even see Dulcime anymore.
No, she was dragged under the sand.
Yeah, but I'm saying the ones that were doing it.
Yeah, no. Again, you can't even see Dulcime, so you have no point of reference.
Except for memory, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, give me a.
Are the ones that I could still... Because I was looking at her when she got dragged down. That's how I saw that she got dragged down.
This is what I'm saying, okay? You're looking at one specific person in a crowd, and that specific person just got pulled down in the crowd.
But,
You didn't see who pulled them down.
yeah, I'm not asking for a specific one that pulled her down. I'm asking... I can still see them. They didn't go down into the sand or some shit, right?
Can you see the crowd?
Yes, you can
Yes.
see the crowd. You cannot see Dulcime, though.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't asking if I could see Dulcime. I was asking, can I still see the zombies
Yes.
that were grouped up around
You can
her?
see the crowd.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna... Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Give me a roll with disadvantage.
Okay. So my lowest roll was an 11 plus.
That's still a hit. It's a big, 11's gonna hit on the AC alone.
Oh, okay.
Wait, these guys are shit?
Mm-hmm.
They're zombies.
And
There's a million of them.
Their AC is awful. Remember,
There's
undead
just a lot of
fortitude.
them.
That's where they make up in the fact that they have shit AC.
so that's 14 damage.
Okay. Right. Anything else you want to do?
I'm wearing the white thing over top of my armor, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of flip it up and wrap it around my head a bit to try to keep the sand from gouging the shit out of my face.
Okay. Not a bad call. Alright. After that would be Garen.
Is it possible to move a little closer?
Without disengaging, yes, but you might get attacks of opportunity.
Are we still within like 30 feet of where Dulcime went down?
Yes.
All right. Let's do something stupid.
Okay.
I turn undead.
Okay. So that would be now, again, what? It's, I need to pass a wisdom saving throw, otherwise they have to move as far away from you as possible.
For the next minute,
For the
yes.
next minute, alright. What's your save DC?
15.
15. That's right, because you have a wisdom of 20.
Ain't it great to have the cleric at a game full of undead?
Yeah, well, if we'd waited another level, I could actually destroy them this way.
Your, well, they have to be of a certain DC or lower. You present your holy symbol, and this blinding light that only the undead can see shines through the air. And you then notice that the... well, no, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Perception check with disadvantage. Okay, what's 10?
He ain't giving
10?
you shit for free.
You notice after you present your holy symbol and you channel your divinity, what meager forms you could see in the distance move away from you, and now it's completely obscured with the twisting sand.
Can I roll perception with my vantage?
We can't see Dulcime though?
No.
Because she's within my range, they would have had to move away from her too.
Yes.
Okay.
What about the claws?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. When you do that, all of the claws in your immediate area, around like maybe 15 feet around you, all retract into the sand.
Yep. Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Dropping them shields, eh?
It's not a bad thing, especially with the fact that undead have really low wisdom saves. Or wisdom scores. Alright. So after that is... Tiela.
I can't see anything, can I?
From your vantage point, actually, give me a perception check with disadvantage. Well, you're not on top of the Vardo, but yeah. You're still close. Close.
I am.
Yeah, but you've already gone. Sanguine.
Okay.
12 on the die, and my perception is plus 5.
12 on the perception plus 5.
So
Is that with disadvantage?
that's with disadvantage because my other one was 18.
You are noticing that the horde that were surrounding surrounding Dulcime's, where her position was on the Vardo, are now moving away from you, further out into the dunes.
They are moving towards the dunes. What will we do? Because I don't want to follow them, but I don't see Dulcime, right?
No.
I don't see Dulcime. So
She's good
can
as
I?
dead.
Well,
You're so nice. I really don't want to go on the sand. Oh gosh.
You're okay to move anywhere within 30 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but are you closer to them?
Dulcime was within the sphere. Well, where she went down was within the sphere. We don't know where she is specifically.
Okay. I want to move towards his sphere, whatever.
Okay.
Is it possible for Tiela to look for any sign of Dulcime?
You already did with your perception.
Okay, so that can't be now that I moved in that location.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I want to shoot another ray of frost.
Okay. Attack with disadvantage.
Oh, that one. Well, it was 10 on the die, so
That's a hit.
yeah. Okay. 3.
Okay. You fire off a beam into the middle distance. It disappears from your line of sight, but you get the sort of tactile sensation that you think you hit something. You didn't see the hit, but you got the sensation.
Can I as a bonus action call out to Olvir if he's okay?
You can use it as a free action. Yeah.
Olvir, are you still alive?
Yeah, just in the water.
Okay. Then that will be my turn.
All right, Sershaw.
What to do from here? Of course, the pain's going to get worse. Secondarily, using Dulcime's previous position as a point of reference from memory, breath weapon centered on that target.
Okay. Was it a line?
One save for everything within a 15-foot cone centered on that area.
Cone? Really? I thought it was a line for silver.
No, cones for most metallics.
Was it a con save?
Yep. Con saves for
God,
everyone
that's what they're
within
good
that
at.
area.
It is.
I'm sorry I misselected.
Yes, you did.
What's your
I'm sorry.
save DC?
11.
Okay. And save for half, right?
Yep, save for half.
2 failed.
2 fails. They're dealing with 11. Any successes will have 5.
Okay. In the same way that Tiela gets the tactile sensation that she had hit something with her spell, but didn't actually see it, you did the same, because your breath weapon doesn't generate light.
How hot is his breath weapon?
It's not hot at all, because it's cold.
Oh.
He has minty fresh breath all the time.
The mintiest.
What?
So he's Mentos.
Sarah
He's a mental
Shaw, the
dragon.
Winterfresh Dragon.
Why did you think he was fire?
And with that, the pain makes me pretty much keel over, practically incapacitating me.
Gee, I wonder
Well-
if Garrett can cure this horrible affliction that is currently plaguing the dragon.
No one even hit him, and he fell over.
There's this horrible growth. I'm pretty sure I could remove it
Yeah.
with my most powerful healing spells.
I can cleave it off.
Oh my god! The fact is that it sounds actually logical for them to do.
What's happening?
All of you who are around the initial area, basically, then with that being Garen, Olvir, and now Tiela, all three of you notice that the claws, because of the onslaught that has been happening around them, now and especially after the turn, all of them are retracting into the sands. All of you near the Vardo notice that the sandstorm that's now kicking up is getting worse, and it's coming from the direction that the zombies are fleeing to. Almost as if they're walking straight into it unfazed, but it is pushing you back. And they are completely lost from sight. And with that, we will get out of initiative.
God fucking damn it.
I don't think it's smart to follow them.
We're not. I don't think we should follow them either.
All of
Garrett
you-
will head over to check on Zerishaw.
all of you that are now, out of combat and everything like that, and realizing that you're not really in any danger anymore, are having to scream almost at the top of your lungs to try and communicate with each other. So,
Can we
Due
get
to
into the
that-
Bardo?
Due to that, Sanguine grumbles Malach under his breath, and then in a fairly loud, commanding voice that is now twice as loud, or 3 times as loud, it's one of those two,
He's twice.
several times louder.
Yeah.
Says, everyone into the Vardo now.
Get to the Bardo!
Get to the Valo!
Do
I-
it now!
Just because Sheila can, Thaumaturgy, aye, sir!
I hate you.
Garen will drag Zerishaw in.
Are you? Well, I'm not gonna resist, but are you capable of dragging 247 pounds?
Yeah.
I'll drag
Sheila
you.
will help with the dragging of the dragon.
He's got the...
Garen's plenty strong.
He's the same strength as you.
Oh, no problem then.
Just grab him by the
Dragon.
head and pull.
He's got horns,
Just grab him by the head and pull.
Alright.
Never
Yes,
mind, I'm not dragging that dragon.
all of you eventually do make it into the Vardo. Sanguine, you're the last inside, making sure that everyone gets inside first. When you close the door and pull the sort of makeshift veil that you had over your face off, it's just nothing but sand and dust, and every crevice just sloughs down to the floor.
Can we hear like paws at the door? Because Nana was still outside.
Oh, yeah.
Crack the door, let her in.
Okay.
I just have this image of this sandball puppy walking in and just shaking herself off like.
Well, I'm level 3, aren't I? So I can now use her as like an animal companion, as a ranger.
Is that when you get your animal companion as a ranger?
I-
don't remember.
That
Was
is
looking-
when you get ranger subtypes, and animal companion subtype is one of them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then yes, you do.
I was-
Nana now has grown to pretty much a full-size wolf. at this
She's
point.
a good girl. I'm so proud of her.
I'm going to go
When
with
she
my
comes
inner
back in,
So-
animal love. Oh my
We're-
god, she's so
Yes.
pretty! And then just hug the wolf.
Garen casts Thaumaturgy and the door slams shut.
So we were, realizes, turns off thaumaturgy. So we were going to wait 3 days.
Well, we were.
Are we still, or shall we move out tomorrow morning?
We better hope that by tomorrow morning this sandstorm is gone. Maybe that's why we have to wait 3 days. Maybe the sandstorm will take 3 days.
So,
Are there any of the Vistani left alive?
No. Those who were close enough can recount the tale that the two that are, well, no, it would be Garen. Garen, yeah, you were the one that saw it. Several of the ones that were dragging Dulcime down to begin with were the missing brothers, the ones that had died the night before, and then you also remember hearing the cries of help and the woeful cuts short of the remaining two brothers.
damn it.
So we inherit the Vardo until and unless we can find more Vistani who would inherit it properly.
Yep, and if we are able to find Dulcime before she dies, someone tie her to you.
Okay.
How are we going to have inherited this Vardo? I mean, I think those horses are choking in that sandstorm.
Yeah.
Typically, they would be hobbled under covering.
If the horses are still alive,
That's what I'm saying. I think those horses are choking in that sandstorm.
Is there a tarp or something we can cover them with?
What I'm saying
Do we
is
even
that,
know where they are?
hold on, guys. We've been camped out here. Typically, when you're keeping stationary, you would hobble the horses, and you would have some sort of shelter that they would be hobbled under.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the Vistani weren't idiots. Is that not a good assumption, Inquisitor?
No, you would know that they are kept free from the elements. The only X factor is you don't know if they were eaten by the living dead.
Yes, which is the thing that I was going to mention. I'm just making sure that we are able to go, well, they wouldn't be dying due to sandstorm right now. So whether they are alive and bunked out during the storm or dead in their shelter, it makes no difference either way. They're either already dead or they're going to be alive when we check on them.
If anything, we have a barbarian. We have Olvir and the dragon.
Olvir and the dragon.
The dragon doing work in the sun is not a good idea, so I'll take his spot.
Okay.
I'll just sort of grunt and roll around on the floor in pure pain.
Yeah.
I
Can
think we
someone
should check
explain
the
how
dragon.
he went down without being knocked down?
Well, I think those weird things on his back might be a reason.
We wouldn't notice them because of his armor.
Yeah.
He isn't
went
wearing
down
them.
to
Yeah, he's removed the armor.
I went down to the under padding of my chainmail, and I put on the white robe. So in theory,
Yeah, he wasn't
they
wearing
might
his
show
armor.
through the padding, but not likely. And
In short, he's not
that's
wearing
another
armor.
reminder.
Garen will strip him down and see if he can find marks.
Oh yeah, there's definite bumps on my back.
Well, not only that is that you've got the sort of you can see musculature and what looks like bones moving under the skin, the scales.
Awesome. This is great. This is
That
this is
doesn't look
fantastic.
right. Truss him up, throw him in the corner.
Maybe we should cut his skin to get that out? And she just pulls out her dagger, like, shall we?
I compose myself just barely and shout in pained, quivering voice, "No!"
Woof.
Press him up, throw him in the corner. Here's rope.
You want whatever is in your back to burst out without help? I mean, she doesn't know how Dragonborn work, so she's just seeing things that are wriggling under his skin.
Sanguine pulls the rope out of his bag and hands it to Olvir.
Got it.
You're gonna tie me up.
Yep.
Last time someone started writhing around making weird sounds, they tried to attack us. Fuck yeah, we're gonna tie you up.
Mm-hmm.
Be happy we're not putting you outside.
Yeah, be
It's times
happy
like this
that
I
I'm not taking your head to make sure.
Times
What?
like this, I wish thaumaturgy could make someone's voice 3 times as quiet.
Mhm.
But to Inquisitor, due to the fact that I'm basically rolling around on the floor, I say that requires a check of some sort to see whether or not he can successfully hold me down.
Bitch, I'll put my knee on your chest.
Well, that and the fact that he's raging, he has advantage on all strength checks. I think it's a pretty sure win.
Oh, come
Also,
on.
push comes to shove, I start beating you with the blunt end of my spear.
He's still enraged.
Too
I mean,
bad Maya isn't.
If you want to do an opposed strength test, sure.
Too bad that
Just
Shady isn't
because
here for
I-
Maya, because I think
Just-
that she would think to herself, "Karma."
Mhm.
Just because I am a Puritan for running the system, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
While I see them start to fight, I'm going to summon a club.
Blackjack. Bunk.
21. Unless you want to impose anything, because this is not exactly an act of resistance or anything.
Well, if it's not an active resistance, then it would be a passive resistance.
It's a passive resistance.
So
yes.
then it would be 13. It's 10. You take a 10 plus whatever it is.
Okay, so 13.
Yeah, you fail.
What'd you roll?
I failed miserably.
Yeah, miserably. Yeah, 15 plus... What was mine?
Plus 4.
You have like a 20, so
Well, actually,
It's
it's
4,
plus 6.
I believe.
It's plus
Yeah,
6,
plus 4.
actually, because he's proficient with strength.
Proficient.
So it's 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Again.
tied up.
I put my
tied up.
knee on your back and tie you up.
Yeah,
but like I
it's important
said, the alternative was I was going to beat him about the head and shoulders until he stops.
I was there, are you referring to the little kobold last time?
Yes!
I was like, were you there for that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
Were.
I blew a hole in him.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, a couple holes in him.
Yeah, my axe was sticking out of its head.
I stabbed it.
Okay.
Oh, when we were a small party.
So I'm guessing all of you are then now going to wait it out inside the Bardo.
I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, take a short rest.
Yep.
Would it be shorter? Like, how long is this storm gonna
Well,
last?
we are going to be for 3 days, so unless something happens, it's going to be a long rest.
That, pretty much.
Run the system, but I'm almost certain we're getting at least one long rest's worth.
I would say that if you are willing to, if you are trying to go for it, then yeah, you can take a long rest.
Yep. Set up watches as per usual.
Okay.
Preferred.
I'm not
yeah.
on the watch schedule because I'm basically grunting and groaning until the pain
I'll
basically
take his
knocks me
spot.
out.
If he's still grunting and groaning, I hand you something to gag him.
Okay.
Alright, I'm grunting and groaning, well, attempting to through the gag, will be...
I haven't gagged you
furious
yet.
at all of you.
I haven't gagged you yet.
At this point, I'm restrained. You don't even have to roll.
Yeah, I'm not gagging you yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he says.
You sure you don't want me to cut those loose? Whatever is
Ow!
under your skin?
No!
Rawr.
I mean, I could cut him loose.
No!
Garen hands him a little tied up roll of leather to put in his mouth and bite down on.
Well, I mean, I know
Sorry.
it's the process of like gaining wings as a dragonborn. But
Actually, this is quite a rare mutation.
Well, as a
Oh.
player, he knows that.
as a
Yes.
player, I know that this is part of the process of a dragonborn.
In game, you're grunting and groaning, writhing around, and like I said, last time we did that, we beheaded a friend.
Yep.
Well, in response to Garen's action, yeah, I'm going to bite down on that rope, on that leather, and it sort of quiets me down.
Sort of isn't good enough.
All right. So after your long rest in the Vardo, eventually, after a good long time, the sandstorm abates.
Oh, good. Good.
And by the way, in the morning, I would get up and I'd start practicing different forms, just morning exercise effectively.
Well, you don't really necessarily know it's morning. You know, all of you have taken your shifts, but you don't see any light or anything.
Counts as morning.
Relative morning.
Your relative morning.
I woke up. Counts as morning.
I'm going to when whoever's doing the wake up calls wakes us up, I'm going to start doing my morning prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, that sounds like a fun thing to do right now.
Is one of us going to have to walk by and kick you?
Yep.
Tiela will, after, mostly during her watch as well, is probably when the quote-unquote morning comes, just stare at Sarah Shaw, especially what is happening to his back, because, quite frankly,
you're
how
at
I
the
see my
end,
character,
you
she
pretty
would
much-
really want to cut that loose. She's like, that's not okay.
If you took last shift, they're pretty much fully grown by the time you go on shift.
Yeah, I think she still wants to cut him off.
And everyone else, of course, because the shift would probably be to take several hours, would see minor bits of development, of course.
Of course.
It's so weird. Tiela will just poke one of the wings with her dagger.
It's so raw.
The poke would cause it to twitch me to stir slightly. Just looking up, tired, somewhat dazed, just wanting to finish my long rest. Unless this is at the end of the long rest, then I'll probably protest being poked with a dagger.
It's probably at the end, because I tend to be an early wake up person.
You have 3 early wake up people.
Well, it is technically, what is it, 3, almost 4 a.m. for me, so...
Yeah, so, at the end of the long rest, you're
Yes.
gonna poke?
Yep.
Yep.
Again, it twitches, I stir, look up and say, don't cut them off.
That's amazing through that gag.
I didn't gag him yet.
He's not
Gag.
gagged.
He's just biting
I
down.
thought
And-
you guys
and-
gagged him.
And I could have easily spit out the piece of leather on my own.
Mhm.
No, 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 no.
I gave him the stuff to tie it in, which is what I did.
Yeah,
Oh.
but
I didn't tie it in yet.
Yeah, I said if he continues, tie this in. He didn't do it, though. But had you been gagged, you wouldn't have spat it out.
Correct. But I never heard I was gagged.
You are spits.
Oh, whatever. I think we can cut him loose, maybe.
No.
Of course you can. These are a blessing, not a curse.
We'll give him another 10 minutes.
Go to Tiamat.
I'm not sure if these are a blessing. Just means you can fall on top of us with your heavy armor.
Right? This may be a blessing for him, but not for us.
Do you think I could even wear any heavy-duty armor while being airborne?
Listen.
I don't know.
If you get taken down while in the air, you're falling on one of us.
Or maybe he's falling on one of the enemies.
Well, we don't know that by his track record.
From now on, you fly above the enemy.
And only the enemy.
And if I do, by any chance, fall, who's gonna come and save me?
Anybody with wings. As she just smiles at him.
Thus far, we've only failed to save you once out of how many times?
And we didn't even fail to save you. We still brought you back to life. I mean, it's got to count for something.
Well, I can trust you if at least try to save me.
You've never had a reason not to trust us.
Muhammad, give me strength.
Okay.
So, the storm's ended.
Yes.
So I pose us the question again. Do we set out immediately in hopes of finding Dulcime, or do we write her off?
I have a feeling she might be alive, and the only reason I have that feeling on is the fact that Creepy McCreep said Dulcime.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Well, that little birdie that told me the information about waiting 3 days also gave me some information about a traitor queen betraying her king. And that there's a dark power in the land, obviously. And it has...
Saying that there's a dark power in the land with our 2 experiences of this area is kind of like saying he's an idiot.
Obviously, that's obviously. I'm passing on the message that the little birdie gave to me. Don't shoot the messenger.
If you want me to nearly barf, I can tell you that this place is dark and evil.
I mean,
Well,
you can go
traitor-
steal for us.
Traitor Queen could refer to lots of things, but my money's on the priestess.
The priestess is...
The pharaoh is the king, right?
Yeah, and he's looking for a new queen. And I wouldn't... there's also... I don't think, actually, the pharaoh is the king. I think there's a different king because the queen had betrayed the king in an attempt to overthrow him. And the king knows this, but the knave doesn't, or the person that the queen had betrayed the king for doesn't know it. I'm not good at telling
I
these.
thought pharaoh was just what they called kings here, but all right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But
There's another man.
There's always.
you whore.
It's not me. But there is another man, and the queen has betrayed the king for this other man, and from what it looks like, the king
Are we sure that this isn't just the real story behind the pharaoh and his dead wife?
I don't know.
Because
Also,
the
is his dead
pharaoh
wife his
accident-
dead wife, or is she his undead wife?
or is she his dead wife that is now reborn life?
Undead wife making undead babies.
I don't know. I'm going off of the card reading that I got.
Is Dulcime new pharaoh wife?
I don't know, but some of the information of the card reading that I got, it says regal person on throne must seek for final answer.
Sounds like we need to see the pharaoh, which was already the plan.
Right, but it said 3 days.
Is there any food in this Bardo, or was it all packed outside?
There's yeah, all of the sort of rations that they had was being kept inside.
Okay.
So the only thing that wasn't was like water containers, but again, Oasis.
But we aren't allowed to carry that water out. I thought
That's not a problem. I can make 20 gallons of water a day.
Yeah.
Or more.
So we wait 2 more days and then head out, or shall we head out and arrive in 2 days?
We need to do some more investigation.
Learning that.
There was a man that I met in the tavern, and I think it would be wise to go and seek his guidance right now.
Okay.
So you're effectively saying seek the guidance of the town drunk.
Yeah.
Half of us go do that, half of us maintain camp.
You remember though, he wasn't drunk. I mean, he was as much of an elder, if anything else.
When I wasn't there.
Tiela, you're with one
tavern
group,
where-
I'm with the other.
I'm just saying that Olvir would remember that.
No, I know, but I'm not arguing with the dragon.
Yeah. I know.
Because we're the only ones loud enough to make sure that the other group can hear if there's danger.
I guess.
You go ahead. Garen will stay with the Vardo. He'll run around mending any bits that might have gotten a little broken in the storm.
I would suggest that you take the talking bit, Sanguine.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And it's that time, Inquisitor.
I know. Well, first of all, before you were all doing the sort of preparatory work and planning. Sanguine, when you make to leave the Vardo and try to open the door, you can't open the door. The door is stuck.
We're stuck.
Of course we are.
Okay, I look out one of the windows of the Vardo.
Nothing.
Out of any of them?
We're
No.
buried.
Like pure
I guess-
flat.
No light.
I
coming
guess-
from outside.
I cast
How are
Thaumaturgy
we
to
breathing
attempt to
down?
make the door slam open.
It can't. Physically can't.
How are we breathing if we're buried alive?
Limited
Oh
oxygen.
god.
Hold on one moment.
And with
We have
that,
about-
we'll end it.
We have about 72 hours to live.
Let me quickly check something, because
72 hours. Oh wait, that's not true. Yeah, that is 3 days on the spot.
I just now have an image in my head that in a video game wise there suddenly now is a timer popping up on screen like you have X minutes.
so
And honestly, no one would untime me at the end. I have to wait however many weeks being tied up.
yeah.
Yep.
Is there a chimney of the Vardo?
Kind of.
It's not big enough for you to fit.
I know it's not big enough, but is it big enough to look up?
There is a cast iron. You'd have to stick your head into a cast iron stove.
Is it big enough to look up? I'm fine sticking my head in a cold cast iron stove.
Well, given the position, it's kind of hard for you to get your big old head in there and look up.
we'll need to put.
I think Yellow would be more easy to do that because she's smaller.
Yeah, but you
that
can't
her horns might be
teleport.
nice.
I can teleport.
God damn it.
He does have a point.
Anyway, we'll figure this out next time. I hope you all had a good time. We've been D&D with Shitlords. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Right.
Ciao, Bella.
Fucking leaving me tied up.